Two ETFs, same index, same stocks. One of them could cost your family $40,000 the day you die. The only difference between them, two letters on the fact sheet. Hello, fellow Arbab. It's time to boss your money. My name is Kenneth and I've been in finance and audit for almost 2 decades now, and this one is a short one. No fluff, just the two letters you need to check before you buy an ETF ever again. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why almost every ETF I've ever recommended on this channel, CSPX, EXUS, EIMA, EIMI, VWRA, shares one thing in common. And if you're holding a US listed ETF right now, thinking it's the safe, obvious choice, stay till the end because this assumption might be sitting on a $40,000 landmine. Okay, UCITS. Say it with me. UCITS. It stands for Undertakings for Collective Investment in Transferable Securities, which is possibly the most boring name for something this important. All it really means is this fund allows EU rules, diversification limits, liquidity requirements, investor protections. Think of it as the EU's way of saying this fund isn't going to blow up and disappear with your money. It's a stamp of approval, not a strategy. Almost every ETF I've talked about on this channel, CSPX, EXUS, EIMI, they are all UCITS funds. That wasn't an accident. It was rule number 2 on my ETF checklist, if you remember that video. Now, if you haven't watched any of those videos, I'll link them below. Feel free to check it out. Now, here's the part that most people skip past. UCITS tells you the fund follows EU rules. It doesn't tell you where the fund actually lives. That's the domicile. Look at any ETF's ISIN. ISIN. That's the long code on the fact sheet. If it starts with IE, it's Irish-domiciled. If it starts with US, it's American. Same index, same underlying stocks, completely different passport. And that passport decides how much of your money the IRS gets to keep. Now, Ireland isn't randomly popular. It holds the majority of UCITS ETF assets in Europe. And there is one specific reason fund houses like BlackRock and Vanguard base almost everything there. The US-Ireland tax treaty. Here's where it gets real for us specifically as NRIs sitting in the UAE. The UAE has no tax treaty with the US. Absolutely none. Now, that's not a gap that affects your salary. You already know there's no income tax here, but it absolutely affects your dividend. If you hold a US domiciled ETF, that's a ticker on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ, a US ISIN, and it pays you a dividend, the US government withholds 30% of it before it even reaches your account. Not because you did anything wrong, but just because you're a non-resident alien, that's what they actually call it, from a country with no treaty. Now take that exact same exposure, same index, same stocks through a Irish domiciled UCITS ETF instead. Because of the US-Ireland tax treaty, that withholding at the fund level drops to just 15%, half. That's not a rounding error. On a decent sized dividend paying portfolio, that's real money. Every single year, forever, just for picking the fund with the right passport. Say you got $100,000 sitting in a S&P 500 ETF, yielding around 1.5% in dividends in a year. That's $1,500 in dividends. If your funds are in a US domiciled ETF like VOO, that's 30% dividends withheld. So you lose $450 in dividend withholding tax. You keep $1,050. The same thing what happens if you have CSPX, for example, which is Irish domiciled UCITS, only 15% withholding tax is applied, and therefore you lose $225 instead of that $450, and you keep $1,275 instead of just $1,050. It's the same $100,000, same index, same dividend, same stocks within the index, and yet you have just pocketed $225 extra in a year than paying that amount to the IRS by going with a VOO, which is US domiciled. Do that every year for 20 years and it's not pocket change anymore. And don't forget that $225 can sound small. Multiplied by 20 years, that can sound a little big-ish, right? But you're forgetting that $225 also compounds at 8, 10, 12% per annum. So you're looking at literally millions of dollars lost in this simple example. The next part is the one that actually made me sit up when I first looked into it properly. If you hold US situated assets, and yes, US domicile ETFs and individual US stocks both count, you get an estate tax exemption of exactly $60,000. That's $60,000. Not 60,000 dirhams, 60,000 US dollars. Anything above that and your estate can be taxed at rates up to 40%. And because the UAE has no estate tax treaty with the US either, there is no relief valve. Full exposure, no cushion, starting from a threshold you could blow past with one healthy IBKR account. Here's the part that actually matters for your family, and this isn't you'll deal with it tax. It's your family deals with it while grieving, filling a form 706 NA or whatever it's called, and potentially having your account frozen tax. Irish-domiciled UCITS ETFs sidestep this almost entirely because the fund itself is Irish and not American. It's generally not classified as a USITS asset, even if it's 100% of what it holds in US stocks. Same Apple, same Microsoft, same Nvidia, completely different estate exposure. Let that sink in for a second. Same companies, same growth, same dividends, minus the estate tax landmine. And as I said before, you're also paying less in dividend income tax, just by choosing the Irish share class over the US one. Say you've built up $250,000 in US domiciled ETFs or stocks over the years. If you pass away holding those directly, the tax is calculated on the full $250,000 using the graduated bracket table. Then $13,000 non-resident credit is subtracted. So the tentative tax on $250,000 would be $70,800 minus the $13,000 credit, and that would leave you with owing $57,800, which would put you at roughly 23% of the total. Now let's flip it. The same $250,000, same underlying companies, but held through an Irish domiciled UCITS ETF instead. That $57,800 tax bill generally doesn't exist because the fund itself isn't a USITS asset. Same exposure, same growth, zero estate tax exposure. Your family just inherits the full $250,000. As Warren Buffett put it, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. And with this one, now you know exactly what you're doing. Now, this is genuinely the first filter I run through before I start investing in anything. It has to be an Irish domiciled UCITS ETF. That's absolutely non-negotiable. And if you haven't set up your IBKR yet, that walkthrough is linked below too. But if you're not investing a big amount, say $10,000 or so, then I recommend Sarwa instead. I'll link that below as well. And go watch one of these two videos next. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Yalla Arbab, now go boss your money.